All right, guys, this is DJ Wolf Live. I got to talk about this, man. It moved me so much that it changed my whole outlook about this person, man. It really, really, really moved me, you know, to a point, I got thinking about my father, man, and how much I appreciate him being there for me because this guy, father, wasn't even his life. It wasn't, well, let me explain it. Kirk Franklin, noted gospel artist, producer, songwriter, and somewhat singer, but he put out a documentary he posted on his YouTube channel recently called Father's Day. He actually get ready to drop out the album of the same name. And I am going to get it. I don't know if I'm going to get it through Amazon. I could get it on Amazon. Amazon has a music service. I don't know if I'm going to get it through Amazon Music Service or iTunes, or I'm just going to buy a CD. I may just do both. Good through. I'm gonna definitely get the album. Either way, I'm gonna have the album. I will have that album. I'm definitely gonna get it. There's no question about it. I've always liked Kirk Franklin. I had a couple of issues with him, but after looking at this video, looking at this documentary, and it was a 35-minute mini documentary. It was really good. It was really good. It felt like almost an hour, but it was really good. It was 35 minutes. And I'm gonna tell you, it was a very high quality documentary. I found a newfound respect for Kirk Franklin and why he had he's the artist that he is. I respect him for that so much, even more than I had before. I don't want to go into great details about it. I think sometimes when you talk about a certain subject or certain topic or a certain artist, sometimes it's best to see for yourself. You be the judge. I know I was moved by it in a lot of ways. I've always said my dad may have been a lot of things to me, but he was my father first, and I would have rather had him in my life than not have him in my life at all. That's the way I look at it. Some people don't look at it that way too much, but I did, and I do, and I have. His father didn't even know that Kurt existed until recently. That's really sad. All because his mother had told him that the guy who she claimed to have been his father was not actually his father at all. But the guy who he found out who actually was his father lived in the same neighborhood that his studio was at, and the same neighborhood where his son used to hang out as a kid. When in his younger days, as a kid. Wow. But his mom still, even after 2 DNA tests, completely denied him. Oh, that's not your father. Oh, no, that's got to be some mistake. And Kurt was very incensed by it. I felt for the guy. I really, really felt for him. I felt very, very bad for him. I really did, because his whole entire life, his mother actually, at a very young age, and she would go see him maybe a couple times a year at best. That's what I'm gathering from the documentary. And he said he lived a very, very lonely childhood. Oh man, I cannot imagine. I had a couple of siblings in my life. I actually was an only child for 3 years, so I don't even remember anything after 3 years old. But man, that's a sad existence to be lonely as a child, man. And it just, wow, it just moved me, man. It really did. And I'm like, wow, to never know who your dad was. Matter of fact, Jamie Foxx, I think, was in a similar situation. I think he lived with his grandmother or aunt or somebody. I don't recall it, but I know he was in a very similar situation as Kirk Franklin. That I do know. And they're both from Texas. So, but nevertheless, anyway, it's just really, oh, look at this sun. It's just, damn. Just having to be looking at this sunset. It's gorgeous. But anyway, it's just really sad. It's a very sad existence, man, when you got when you got when you got had to grow up like that. He said if it maybe if he had his father in life, a lot of things would have been different. You know. But his dad, who we found was very gracious, he wasn't an ass. And Kurt was very, modest about it once they talked and everything, and he broke bread and they said we're gonna work it out. Love that. But just sickening that women do that, man. That's what really hurt me. It bothered me. It bothered me so much that you have a woman, or a quote unquote black woman, who would do that to her son. Her only son at that, from my understanding. I think I don't know if he was her only child or not. But, just the fact that I think he was her firstborn, and she treated him that way, was appallingly sad to me. It really was. Very sad. I really felt for the brother, man. And for your own mother to sit there, and she blatantly lied. Now, he called her out. He said, my mother lied to me. She lied to him, and then tried to lie again. So, oh no, no, that's not your father. But the guy said he used to date her. And the DNA test that he took twice proved that the guy's his father. He even looks like her, to tell you the truth. He looks like her. Like an older version of her. He really does. So I'm praying for him. I'm praying for the brother. I'm definitely gonna get the album when it drops. I think it drops in middle of October, around 16th, I think. I'm definitely gonna get it. Called Father's Day. I cannot wait to get it. He did a song where he actually singing it called something someone's son, something. I forgot, but I definitely want to get it. I gotta have it. And I heard it. I actually heard the song a couple of weeks ago. I didn't even realize it was Kurt singing until they said it. Oh, okay, it's Kirk Franklin singing. You don't really hear him singing much, but he sang on this one. There was one point in the song where he was singing, and when he was doing a rehearsal, he got very emotional about it. I can understand that, man. I could truly understand that. Because that even got me emotional about it, man. So it was crazy, So, but it's just I can't get out of my mind that his mom blatantly lied to him, and his aunt was no better. His aunt was nasty to him, man. I was like, oh my God, you would have thought he did something wrong, You would have thought and I told my mother one time, I said, look. You expect me not to feel a certain way about a certain thing. Yet, you're the parent and I was a child. So wouldn't you know better than me, you raising me, what was wrong and what was right? You supposed to be the one have been the one to know wrong from right and teach me wrong from right. But that's another story. I'll delve in that in another podcast. I'm not going to go into great detail about that right now. And I'm like, what the hell? What the hell, really? It's ridiculous. Black folk, I swear, man, sometimes I think we're a detriment to our own selves. I really do believe, I've been saying for years. Sometimes I think we're a complete detriment to our own self, our own health, our own being. Because we do so much dirt to each other at times, man. It's like, and I just scratch my head like, what the hell? Really, it just amazes me how dirty we treat each other and our own families and our kids, man. It just amazes me. I just read a story today. There's no joke. I read a story today about a woman who was watching her niece, or supposedly was watching her niece, while her sister, I think, was in the shower. or her sister's kid. And her dog had got a hold of a sandwich she bought from Burger King, ate the sandwich. She chased at the dog with a knife. And somehow or another, she stabbed the baby. I would have lost my ever-loving damn mind on that woman. The insanity is absolutely 100% real to me, folks. It's insane that someone would actually do that to a child, a baby, an innocent, very innocent baby. For what? You know what I mean? Who the hell even thought about doing some mess like that? For what? You know, but over a damn sandwich, you could buy a dime a dozen at Burger King if you wanted to. Well, maybe not exactly a dime a dozen, but you can make them a dime a dozen if you versus what they charge you for nowadays. Seriously, it's just ridiculous. And she had the nerve to have the audacity to be all, you know, a knife. Really, you won't kill the dog with a knife because your freaking damn anger issues, which is insane to me. You know, because you got little itty bitty anger issues that make you pop off. And they said it wasn't the first time at the rodeo with those kind of anger issues and wielding a knife to hurt somebody. She's done it before. You know, but her excuse was I was after the dog. You wanted to hurt the baby for some strange reason. I'm gonna tell you, and the grandfather was very upset about it, and I don't blame him because God forbid. I'm gonna tell you that right, God forbid, for real. I was really upset when I read that story. And that's why I'm like, man, you know, we gotta do better, man. I'm tired of this, you know. Well, you know, Mama had a red flag. She was 14. Shit, I don't want to hear that mess no more. Take responsibility. If you do something like that at a young age, take some responsibility to be there for that child. Stop with all the BS. Oh, you left them at the doorstep at the age of 4, you know, because this and the other. Take some amends behind that, man. Be responsible. Enough of the excuses and bullshit. People are tired of hearing that mess. And I, for one, am one of them. I'm sick and tired of hearing that. You know, black folks with their excuses and shit. I'm like, man, I'm just, seriously, I'm fed up with it. I really am. You know? But at least the one thing that came out this is that God bless a man like Kirk Franklin with the sensibility of being able to tell his story and to help heal people through the word of God from his music. Simple as that. And that's a blessing in itself. You know. And I actually went on his website and I personally said, Kurt, you need to really get a full length BET Plus or Lifetime version. I could see Tyler Perry pulling off and getting a movie version of Kirk Franklin's documentary out. It might even be in the works. We probably don't even know. Hopefully it'll be in the works sometime the strike's over with. I definitely would pay to see it. But if you watch Father's Day on YouTube, on his Kirk Franklin's YouTube channel, let me know. Because it touched me. It's the thing about what I was saying, God is going to put you through a storm. But test you even through a storm. And he will. He'll test you on good days. He'll test you on bad days. He'll test you when you're at the highest of highs and test you at the lowest of lows. Guaranteed. God is that's why he said God's everywhere. And I believe it. And look at a guy with Kirk Franklin, man. He's able to tell his story to the masses like this. I'm hoping, that's why I said I hope that he comes up with a full-length film on this. Because I'd love to see it. And hopefully he'll have a lot of control on it to make sure it's done right. Brother, if you hear this, God bless you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you probably more than you'll ever know. I'm out.